Mark, what do you make of the sort of timing of this? There's been a lead-up period. We know this has been coming for a few quarters now, but it does come off a blowout quarter last quarter.
Yeah.
So it's kind of convenient timing almost that they don't have to follow that up with another big subscriber beat.
Yeah, I mean, beating 19 million additions was going to be hard, but I actually think they may change their mind because as we move into Q2, it's going to be about holding on to subscribers as people maybe, kind of consider what they're spending money on, things like that. And I always think the first thing you get is the last thing you cancel. And for most, subscribers in streaming, the first thing they're going to get is Netflix. So I think even if their subscriber numbers weren't increasing, they would show strength just to hold their numbers. And now they're not reporting that. So who knows? Maybe they change their mind later today.
Julie, do you think that's possible?
Look, they did say that they were going to be announcing different subscriber milestones, so that it wasn't going to be a quarterly thing. But when they hit 350 million subscribers worldwide, I expect we'll hear about that. I also think it's interesting to think about the fact that they recently started rolling out price increases. This question of how much price elasticity there is around Netflix is one that we're going to keep an eye on. Will the price increases drive churn, or will they use a lower tier ad-supported version of Netflix to broaden their base? But of course, that's a different calculation. And I think ads will especially be valuable in international expansion into markets where maybe people wouldn't be willing to pay so much upfront. The other thing, to Mark's point, is I wonder whether people who are trying to cut back will switch from the pricier ad-free version of Netflix to an ad-supported version that's less expensive.
Yeah, I agree with that because the least expensive Netflix option costs 68% less than the most expensive. So if you're not going to cancel Netflix, you may say, well, let me get a less expensive option. And so it could affect their revenue. I don't think, any slowdown in the economy is going to affect their subscriber numbers.
Really interested, Mark, in your take on, let's fast forward 5 years.
Yeah.
When the ad-supported level is fully embedded and is sort of performing as efficiently as it ever will. Will Netflix make higher revenue off that version or off the pure subscriber version?
They'll make more off the ad-supported version. And because the estimate is...
Are they making more on that yet or not?
Not yet. So the way to think about it is everyone who's subscribing with ads, which I think they've reported is almost half of the new subscribers, that's like a backlog of revenue they haven't yet fully tapped into. So this is, a few years ago, Netflix, was very lax on password sharing, and it created this huge backlog that they can tap into when they got a little tougher on that. The same thing is happening with the ad-supported tier. They have all the subscribers, but they don't have the ad revenue yet because they're still getting good at that. And I think you can count on that as a long-term investment in the stock.
Quick final question for you both. When do they hit 350 million, Julia?
I actually think that's less relevant than how much their average revenue per user is and whether or not they're able to ramp that up. I think one reason Netflix added ads is because they saw how many hours per day people were consuming, and they were just paying one flat fee per month. So if they could monetize each subscriber more efficiently, more effectively based on the volume of consumption, then maybe it doesn't matter when they hit 350. It's more important to focus on the average revenue per user.
That was, Julia, a masterfully skillful way to dodge the question. Mark, we're neither of us as skillful as Julia. You're not allowed to dodge the question.
I think you can expect by 12 months from now they break 350.
Wow.
I think they have a lot of momentum, and it'll continue.